I know in the book, The People's Champ, somewhere in there you discuss some of the rivalries that helped shape your career. Do any names come to mind?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, like I say, just running the local stuff around here. Me and Bob Kinser were rivals, and when I first started, he was pretty late in his career.
Bob
But
Kinser.
Bob Kinser was
Yeah, I would expect you to say Steve Kinser. You're talking about his old man.
his dad. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Steve was out. He was always the Wayne World of Outlaw guy, so he was out doing that, and his dad was trying to beat me up every weekend at Kokomo and Putnamville. So
He was a good racer, Bob, wasn't
Bob
he?
was great. Yeah, I learned a lot from him, and talked to him a bunch about how I could make myself better, or what I should do, or what I need. But Bob was great for me to compete against and then talk to. So he was my biggest help
Yeah.
getting me places. But Jack Hewitt too. Jack came to me a couple times to help me with some advice, and anytime I needed anything, Jack was there for me. So he was a great rival, but a great mentor, I guess, too. So he helped me a bunch. And
If you could choose, and this is a really hard question, I know, but I mean, top three greatest sprint car drivers that you raced against or coming up the pike. I mean, could you name them? Is it
well,
too hard?
well, there's just 100 of them that are
There's so
at that
many.
top level. That Bob Kinser, Jack Hewitt, Rich Vogler, even probably Stanley. But even today, like Brian Clausen was as good as race car driver as they ever was.
Yeah.
He was as good as they are, and
Did you know
a
him?
lot.
Did you know Brian fairly well?
Oh yeah, yeah. We raced against each other for 10 or 15 years, and yeah, we were friends and knew each other pretty well.
Yeah. Is Steve Kinser the greatest sprint car driver of all time? Looking at his numbers, I mean,
I'd hate to have to say he's not.
yeah,
He was great for sure. With a wing or even without. He didn't do much without, but when he did, he was competitive.
yeah, he was good either way. Yeah,
Yeah, him and at today's level, like Kyle Larson, he's as good as I've ever seen.
he's amazing.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Anything.
Yeah, in anything.
So,
It doesn't matter what it is.
but at today's like I said a while ago, today's level with Christopher Bell and Larson and Rico and Clausen was there, and there's about 10 other guys I can mention that are at the top of their game. That's pretty. They're good.
Yeah.
Over the 40 years or so I've been driving sprint cars, I've seen great race car drivers from the past and the present, and there's been some good ones throughout.
Sure. Have you escaped serious injury?
I've only been real seriously injured once. Spent like 6 days in the hospital over in Dayton, Ohio, for a Eldora crash, a little brain injury that I had back in 2001.
Did we call it a concussion?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's been the only really serious injury. Just a bunch of nicks and bruises, a bunch of crashes, a bunch of headaches over the years.
No broken bones, or how in the heck did you go all these decades without any injury, serious injury outside the one you described? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's amazing.
it really is. I know records are made to be broken, but I'm not sure your all-time sprint car, USAC sprint car feature win record is going to be broken, and that's because you've got 62, but drivers anymore, they're just not there that long. If they're really that good, they're marching on like Kyle Larson did, like Ryan Newman did, like Jeff Gordon did, and Tony Stewart. You can go right on down the list. I just don't see anyone surpassing that mark. We'll see.
I hope they do.
Really?
I hope they do. I want to be here to see it, but I don't know either. What, like you're saying, I don't know who it would be.
Yeah.
Clausen was the one that was going to do it if he would have stayed with USAC enough, but he was already at 43, I think. Feature
Was
wins,
he
and
somewhere in there?
He was just he was at the age that I just had just started.
Yeah, he was just getting going.
27.
Is it Brady Bacon up there somewhere?
He's up there somewhere.
Yeah.
He would probably be
Maybe a shot at it. He'd have to stay with it a long time.
I could name about 10 drivers right now that are pretty good. But in order to get 10 USAC wins a year, you got to beat all those guys.
Sure.
On those nights, it's pretty tough to beat. There's Leary and Bacon and KTJ and Blue and me, and
Yeah.
there's a good 10 or 12 guys out there now that can win any night. So.
Sure, sure. Did you have a favorite track over the years, or is it the standard, my next track is going to be my favorite track?
Oh, Eldora used to be my favorite place. I used to love Eldora, but that's changed a bit over the years with them changing the track a little bit. Kokomo now would be my favorite, I guess. I've had a lot of success, a lot of.
We talked about all the USAC sprint car feature wins, but you got you got wins outside of USAC at the local, wherever, Putnamville, Bloomington, or Kokomo, Gas City, wherever it is. Yeah. I wonder how many feature wins you have total. Do you have any idea what that number is?
No, not exactly, but it's got to be in the 350 range.
Wow, that's incredible.
Me and my dad won exactly 100 features together.
Oh my God!
Just with me and my dad, but that did add.
That is amazing.
There were probably 6 or 7 or 8 of those being USAC races. But me and my dad won 100 races together, and
that's amazing.
I'd say there's been 3.
I knew it was going to be a big number, but I had no idea it was that over like 300, 350. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's not really count the quarter midgets. I don't know the quarter midget numbers.
Oh Lord!
But I've won near 70 at Kokomo and near 70 at Putnamville as well. And then about probably 25 at Gas City, and so
that's amazing.
quite a few wins and a lot of fun, a lot of success.
Yeah, no doubt. Was there one track that was scarier than the rest, that put your guts in a knot more than the rest?
Eldora did.
Oh God, yeah.
Like I said, it was my favorite place, but it scared the hell out of me a lot of times.
Oh my God.
And that's the place that hurt me too.
It's scary watching Eldora sometimes. And I remember going to some of them. They used to have the USAC sprint cars would often open their season at Eldora, like late March or early April.
Yeah.
And the track was, it wasn't like, middle of summer, dry, hot, slick, and, and smooth across the board. They were ruddy, and they were really heavy, and it had rained for 3 days before. Yeah, I've been there some nights in early spring when they'd turn over 4 cars in qualifying just because you hit the cushion wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, that used to really make me nervous. Make you nervous?
Yeah. Grew up watching that. We'd go over there and watch too. And then, as you said, that was our opening season for many years. Late March, early April, we'd start at Eldora. So it was nerve-wracking for sure. And but Eldora, just the way you just have to drive that track is just, if you don't scare yourself every lap, you're not doing it right.
I mean, yeah, and often, when the track does get dry, hard, slick, and glazes over all the way to the wall, you got to run 2 feet off the wall, to keep that momentum going. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, there's other places too. Terre Haute has its moments where it's scary, and so a bunch of the pavement tracks, Salem and Winchester are definitely some scary places. It'll get your attention.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. Have you ever questioned your career path? Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
Oh yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah, there's been plenty of those questions, but it's been great. I've loved it, but especially in my older days now, it's what am I going to do? When I do quit driving, but.
Well, that was one of my questions. How does Dave Darland ride off into the sunset on this one? Do you have any idea?
That's why I'm still here. I don't really know where to go from here, but I'd like to stay involved in racing somehow, but I really don't know what. This is my 50th year. I've been driving.
That's amazing.
1970 or 71. Like I told you, we started driving quarter midgets, so this is my 50th year of driving something, and I just don't really know what I'm going to do when I do hang up my helmet, I guess, but we do have a boat and a camper parked out there on the side lot. There's cars out there. I want to use those, and got grandkids and kids too that
my God,
spend time with. And
how many kids do you have?
3 kids.
3 kids.
5 grandkids.
Really? Are they interested, involved in racing? Do your kids want to head in the same direction their dad did? Where are they at?
Not really. I mean, my only boy, he's 34 years old now.
Okay, wow.
He raced for 10 or 12 years back when he was we courted him just for a couple of years, and we got 600s. He started running 600s when he was 12, I think, and then got him a Focus Midget for a couple of years when them first came out. So he had a nice little career, but I couldn't really. He was racing someplace, I was racing someplace else, and I couldn't. We had a couple of kids helping me take him racing, and I just couldn't be hardly at all involved in his racing except for in the shop. So
What about your grandkids? Are they showing any interest?
Well, the older ones are out. They live out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So
Oh, okay.
So we don't see them much. But the only boy that's back here, he's only 5. He's
Okay.
He's turning 5 now, years old. So he's going to be. We might get him involved at some point.
Well, you mentioned a boat and a camper. Do you have interests outside of racing? I mean, do you ever take vacations and just hang up your helmet for the week and check out?
Not really.
No.
If we do take a vacation, it's around racing somehow.
Sure.
But we've been able to do that a lot throughout my career. The kids and my wife and I have all been able to see a lot of the world through racing, going to race somewhere, and then spending a few days extra going to some of the attractions in the area. California, the Disneyland and Disney World.
Sure.
Them places they've all been. All that's been tied into racing. So racing's helped me see the world, and the kids too get to go places. But as far as just hanging my helmet up for a weekend and going racing or doing something besides racing, I really never have done that because I've always been committed or obligated to run for points is what I've
Sure.
always racing for points. So you can't really miss any races. You gotta be there.
Well, you keep that boat and camper handy. I don't see you getting in it anytime soon. We'll see how that works out. You've been often described as the people's champion, and Dave, you have been exceptionally popular with the fans and the people over the decades. Not everyone is. Any secrets to your success in regards to your popularity?
I don't know, just be friendly with people and don't really get too low on the bad nights. So when it's a bad night, I still like to have a beer and talk to the fans when they come down to the pits, and just I guess those are my only secrets. Just be friendly and fan friendly.
Yeah. I mean, you got to spend when these people come down to see you. You got to spend a little time with them. You just have to stop and carve out some time and take time and visit with them. That's all they want.
Yeah, I enjoy that too, and they do, and I've had a lot of success, a lot of fun just doing that, just taking some time to chat with people and enjoying it.
Yeah. Biggest win of your career? Can you pick one? I mean, there's been so many. I'm not sure how you would, but is there one?
Oh, the only ones that really would stand out would be, there was a memorial race for my dad at Kokomo Speedway, and I have been able to win that twice. So I would have to rank those as, my
favorites. Yeah,
but
I'll buy that.
The Kokomo Speedway and my dad's memorial race. I love both of them things. So I'd have to pick that. But as you mentioned, though, I was able to win the Pat O'Connor race of Salem, which you're associated with Salem these days, and I was able to win that with the sprint car back in the day, and a few midget races down there, and winning the sprint car race at Rich Vogler race at Winchester was a thrill.
I'll bet.
and winning.
I see. I always associate you with. I know you've racked up most of your victories on the dirt, but you got some big wins on the pavement too.
Yeah, I've won probably 20 or 30 pavement races in my career, and
really,
those have been winning the Winchester or Salem, but winning at them tracks has got a special feel, and winning at Eldora is a special moment, and Terre Haute even, and those Oval National races out in Paris I told you mentioned about, but also was able to win. Me and Jeff Walker won the Western World at Manzanita out there back in 2005, and that was certainly a special moment. Had guys like Ricky Hood
Yeah.
Ricky Hood was out there helping me, giving me signals from the infield, the lead I had. And he was over chatting with us a few times throughout the weekend. So, got great friends and a lot of great memories.
Those are some of my memories. The old USAC sprint car days, the early '70s. Those guys standing out on the front stretch with their arms outstretched to let the driver know how much cushion they had from the guy coming. And of course, when they start getting their hands closer, you knew it was time to go. That was an interesting era. Do you guys wear? Do you have a radio now? Can you communicate with your people?
No, with the sprint car, we wear the radio. Just USAC can communicate with us, or the
is that like a receiver thing?
receiver, yeah.
I gotcha.
So everywhere we go, we with USAC, it's USAC talking to us. If it's a local show at Kokomo, it's the Kokomo guy talking to us. But
winning as you have in the champ cars, the sprint cars, the midgets, is there one that's more challenging than the other? Or, I mean, are they all, the challenge is pretty much the same there?
Well, the challenge is about the same, but the style or the way you drive
It's
each
different.
car is totally different.
Really?
Yeah, you don't drive a Silver Crown car the way you drive a midget or a sprint car. Or a sprint car has just got all the horsepower. You can just horsepower your way through a lot of stuff. Midgets they're way down on horsepower, where you get stuck in the cushion you just got to drive. Each one of them just a different style. So
you got to like push buttons in your head, like, okay, I'm in a midget here tonight. I gotta do it this way.
Yeah, you do gotta just know what you're in, what you gotta accomplish, and what's ahead of you. But it's pretty easy. I mean, each one of them's different, but it's just all reaction. It's not much you gotta think about. You just gotta drive by the seat of your pants. Just feel it, and fuel mileage or tire wear are the things you gotta think about during a Silver Crown race.
Is your specialty dry slick or the heavy, ruddy, heavy cushion stuff?
Heavy cushion stuff.
You like that?
I've won a lot more races, tracks where I've had to use a few tear-offs.
Yeah.
Where, a little heavy track. I like heavy track with a cushion. Dry slick's not really my gig, but I've obviously won a few.
Sure.
On all them different situations, but tacky with a little cushion is what I like.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was impressive that you have, I don't know, 30-some pavement victories, because guess what? There's not a lot of pavement choices these days. You can't rack up pavement victories in sprint cars anymore like you once could years ago.
Yeah, all mine's been, I haven't ran a pavement race now in about 10 years.
Well, I mean, there just isn't any. I mean, did that hurt USAC in a way that, back in the day, the 60s and 70s, you took your sprint car to Eldora Speedway and ran under the lights on Saturday night, and took that same car to Winchester for a Sunday afternoon show. Yeah. And I don't know, you did what you did. You changed shocks, torsion bars, whatever it took. You made that dirt car work as well as you could on the pavement. Yeah. And then they started building the purpose-built pavement cars. And then it got, if you wanted to be the sprint car champion, you had to have both. And now you're talking way more expensive. What were your thoughts on that whole progression? I mean, was that good, bad, ugly? What was it?
Well, it is too bad that it didn't just stay with, just taking your dirt car and running it on pavement too. That would have been the ultimate.
Could they do that today? Could they say stop? or I mean, could you police that?
It'd be awful tough to police it and enforce it.
Yeah.
Just because, pavement cars, specialty built pavement cars, are just way better on the pavement than if I was to take my dirt car and make it a pavement car. Just the right hand steer, the steering's on that right hand side where it's positive against the, what you're doing. Or the dirt car steers off the left hand side, and it's just different. And I really don't have any good
answers.
Suggestions.
Yeah, I'm not really looking for any, but I mean, you want to talk about helping costs, which everyone is so much more mindful of these days. If there were no pavement cars, pavement races, but no pavement purpose-built cars, you just make one car work as well as you can in either place. I mean, that seems like a fix. I don't know how you do it. I don't, but it seems like a possible solution to the money problem.
Yeah, that would be, and just tires on the pavement is so expensive that that's another expense that is hard to overcome, especially for no more than they pay to win. You about got to win to just pay your tire bill, especially if
Yeah.
a car owner having 50% of the winnings, and he's got that much wrapped up in tires on a pavement race.
When you are, I don't know any idea how many times you've been upside down?
Probably about as many times I've won, 350 times.
Oh my God! This is to watch a sprint car flip at 100 mile an hour, 120 mile an hour is a spectacle to behold. Nobody wants to see anyone get hurt, but that's part of the lure of sprint cars when they tumble. I don't. I'm hesitant to call exciting, but like I said, nobody wants to see anyone get hurt. But do you know when you're upside down? Does it happen so fast, or is it more like slow motion? Like when is this gonna be over?
Well, it's both. It is slow motion feel, but it's and you just really have as far as me, have no idea how many times the things went over or which direction it's facing now.
Have you ever been out of the ballpark?
Yeah, Terre Haute.
Ugh,
Terre Haute once, or
that's a good place to launch.
yeah,
They got the rail, and there's not much keeping you from heading that way.
yeah. So I haven't been many times. Just once at Terre Haute was the only one I remember. But a couple other times, maybe just up on the wall or up on the edge, but not really out.
Now, you guys do wear like head and neck, Hans? Yeah. Okay.
I wear a Hans now, and I'm not sure if they're mandatory at the moment, but I do still wear one. Most of us do.
I don't know. I mean, you guys are literally at Eldora on a tacky night. I mean, you're talking 100. You're averaging like 120 mile an hour on that place. I mean, that's and then with a wing, you're 140 mile an hour around there. It's hard for me to process that they go as fast as they do. Do you get nervous when you race, or you've done it so long you're past the nerves, it doesn't bother you anymore? I mean, literally, it would scare me to death doing that.
It's not for everyone.
No, I noticed. Do you get nervous?
Yeah, I still get nervous on when it comes feature time. I'm not too nervous, but like heat race time, where you gotta transfer, you gotta get, and now you gotta win a heat race to get a better starting spot too, and it's just nerve wracking for a heat race for me. When it comes feature time, I just do the best I can and go with it.
That's interesting. A heat race is more nerve wracking than the feature event.
Yeah, qualifying in the heat race makes me nervous. Feature time, and if I got a good starting spot in the feature, it makes me a little more nervous. Then, yeah, because when I'm on the front row, I got to decide. Especially when you're in the lead, it's hard to. Sometimes not even good to be in the lead because guys behind you you're the rabbit, and they get a move around on the track, maybe try to pass you, and they learn things where when you're in the lead, you hate to change what you've been doing, and unless you know, every situation is different. There's racetracks
They're all different. Different
each
animals.
night's different. So every night's just a new. That's why we race. Every night's a different ball game.
Yeah, I remember Jack Hewitt said, once I was listening to him at a banquet, he's so funny. He goes, I ran in there, I put it in there 3 deep. And I told myself, and when I was in that corner, I was praying to God the whole time. And I said, God, please, if you'll let me out of this mess, I promise I'll never do it again. And he said, a lap later, I was right back in the same mess.
Asking for the same forgiveness.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever done that? Like, oh my God, please, let me get through this.
Yeah, I have. I've been in situations where I was glad to get out of.
That's a fast prayer.
And hoping not to do it again, but it might happen again the next time.
Yeah.
It might not. But
yeah,
you just got to go with it and just run as hard as you can and hope for the best.
Yeah. There's a lot of hoping and praying in the open wheel world.